Okay, it's $500, you have no choice of carrier, the battery can't hold a charge, and the reception isn't very—
Shut up and take my money!
Ever since I started taking my movie collection seriously, I've always been looking for discs that can really show off what formats like 4K Blu-ray can do at their best. Some that come to mind include 2001, Pacific Rim, and Blade Runner, just to name a few. Specifically, those are what I consider outstanding discs that show off genuinely great movies looking their best. But there are certain discs where it seems that the physical media community unanimously agrees that the picture and sound quality alone makes it a must-own film. One of these holy grail discs that has been on my radar recently has been the Lawrence of Arabia 4K Blu-ray. Lawrence is a classic film for good reason. It's a marvel of filmmaking. I've seen the film and currently own it on Blu-ray, which I'm fairly certain used the same transfer as the 4K disc. But I've wanted to upgrade to the 4K disc for a long time, mostly because a lot of collectors treat it like the second coming of Jesus Christ and claim it's the best 4K disc of all time. Plus, Lawrence is a film where even if I only watch it once on 4K, it's more than worth the price of admission. But the price of admission for Lawrence of Arabia on 4K Blu-ray ain't all that accessible, chief. Let me explain. See, Lawrence of Arabia on 4K Blu-ray has a little bit of history behind it. Also, I might mix up one or two details here, but this is the rough history. Originally, the disc was only available through the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 1 4K box set, and once that set sold out, it didn't get reprinted, meaning that if you didn't buy it when it came out, there was no way you were gonna fork out the cash for the second-hand market prices. For a long time, that was the only way to buy Lawrence of Arabia on 4K, making it totally unobtainable for 99.9% of collectors.
Is this how you get your sick kicks?
What? It's just an ordinary crabby— Oh my goodness!
Fortunately, the 4K disc did eventually get a standalone release, in a limited edition steelbook that also wasn't cheap. To add insult to injury, it also sold out shortly after release and fell victim to the out-of-print market price surge. Once again, Lawrence on 4K was basically unobtainable. Right now, the only real option for purchasing Lawrence of Arabia is through purchasing said steelbook, which as of writing this video goes through phases of being in and out of print. Even when it's in print, it goes for a hefty price from regular retailers. That's not to mention that the price basically doubles once you go looking for it on the resellers market. Again, the Columbia Classics box set is so expensive, it's out of the question, so buying the steelbook release is realistically the only valid option for owning this film on 4K Blu-ray, which really pisses me off. Now, before I get any further into this video, I just want to say, I have nothing against premium collector's editions for movies. I own steelbooks and I have a couple of collector's edition box sets and whatnot, but even then, I only bought most of them because they were on sale. I can't say I would have paid full price for most of them. Personally, I don't really care for most of the collector's edition film releases we see from boutique labels that offer little knickknacks and extras. When I want a film on physical media, I mostly just want the disc in a case with a nice little bit of artwork. That works for me. I fully understand that the Lawrence of Arabia 4K steelbook isn't made for collectors like me, and that's fine. What I don't understand is why a film that is as seminal as Lawrence of Arabia doesn't have a standard 4K Blu-ray release. Why can I not walk into a JB Hi-Fi and purchase a copy of this 4K disc in a regular old boring plastic case? I can do it for 2001, I can do it for Apocalypse Now, I can do it for My Fair Lady, so why not for Lawrence?
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
I don't buy movies with fancy packaging to look nice on a shelf. I buy them to watch them. The idea of releasing a film exclusively in an edition that prices out a lot of collectors is just absurd. I mean, sure, if you're enough of a cinephile to actually want to watch Lawrence in the modern day instead of, I don't know, Transformers Dark of the Moon, It makes sense that you would actually be able to justify purchasing a premium collector's edition to have the pleasure of watching said film. Why release a standard edition of a film that most ordinary people don't have an interest in watching? I get it, but it still shouldn't happen. Now, if Lawrence of Arabia was an isolated example of this, I wouldn't kick up such a big fuss. It's one movie after all. But no, the same thing is happening with the 4K release of Taxi Driver right now. First, it was only available in a Columbia Classics box set, and now they finally released it as a standalone release only to gatekeep it behind a collector's steelbook. Sony is especially guilty of creating an artificial scarcity with their 4K disc, mostly through their Columbia Classics box sets. There is no reason why films like Jerry Maguire and The Social Network should have their 4K releases bound to out-of-print collector's edition box sets. In my opinion, physical media is all about making films accessible. It's about being able to purchase a copy of a film in its highest possible quality so that you can watch it whenever you want forever. 4K Blu-rays aren't made to sit on a shelf, they are made to be watched and enjoyed. Having the option to buy a premium version of a film with nicer packaging and some included extras is a great option to have for collectors, and it can add some nice decorative elements to your collection. But I don't want to have to pay a premium to watch Taxi Driver on 4K Blu-ray just because it comes in a metal box. Collecting physical media involves walking a fine line between film consumption and enjoyment and plain old consumerism. The moment you start buying films because the packaging is nice is the day you should stop buying movies. As much as I want to own a 4K copy of Lawrence of Arabia on disc, I don't want to support this kind of behavior from distributors. I'm perfectly happy to own it on Blu-ray if the steelbook is the only viable option for owning the 4K disc. Even if I do still want to watch the film in 4K, guess what? Somebody uploaded the whole thing to YouTube where I can watch it for free. Up yours, Sony. At the end of the day, physical media is about providing a simple and reliable means for everybody to watch films with high quality picture and sound. Making certain films exclusive to collectors' formats ultimately goes against this practice. I don't want to have to decide between buying a film to watch or not eating for a week. It's not a practical way to live. Steelbooks are nice. Booklets are nice, slipcovers are nice, but if I just want the disc that's wrapped in all this premium crap, then I should have the option to purchase it without the needless decoration that jacks up the price of admission. If you're a studio or distributor that goes through the effort to restore and clean up a film for a 4K Blu-ray release, wouldn't you want it to be seen by as many people as possible? If so, then why on earth would you price ordinary people out of being able to purchase a copy? The Lawrence of Arabia 4K Blu-ray has one of the most stunning transfers of all time. Why would you lock it behind a collector's steelbook? It makes no sense to me.
It makes no damn sense. Compels me though.
So yeah, thanks for listening to my little rant about expensive collector's editions, steelbooks, slipcovers, and whatnot. I want to hear from you guys now. Do you agree with what I've said here today, or is it okay for some films to exist purely as collector's items? How much is too much? Does every film deserve a standard standalone release, or are some films too special to be lowered to such a level? Does a better film transfer demand more money? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Look after yourselves, and as always, I'll see you all in the next video.